All right, guys, so today we're doing the E90. The E90, everybody always asks me all the time in the comments, I want to buy this E90, so-and-so date and model. Is it reliable? So today we're going to be covering that topic. All right, so the biggest thing, what do you need to own and operate an E90? Well, what you're going to have to start with is a copy of ISTA Plus. Sooner or later, you're going to have that. Other than that, I'm not going to say you need a lot of money. You don't need a lot of money to run one of these. You just have to have some knowledge. If you're taking everything to the dealer, everything to a shop, you will need an extreme amount of money to operate one of these. How much, you say, Nathan, do you need to make to own an E90 and take it to a shop? I would say above $60,000 a year, to be honest. It'll pretty much drain your pockets if you have to take it to a shop if you make under that. It might drain your pockets if you make that. It'll definitely put a dent in your wallet no matter what. But if you know where to buy the parts, you know how to operate it, all these cars are not expensive to run. There's two things on this engine, whether it's N52 or N54, the twin turbo one. The two most expensive things, number one, the Van solenoids, which are right here. That's probably the most expensive. They're like $350. You have to buy factory ones. The aftermarket ones don't work or don't work very long. The next thing is the water pump and thermostat, and that's about $300. Other than that, everything else is pretty simple and it's pretty cheap. On most of these cars, they have around 100,000 on them. You're gonna have to do stuff like oil filter housing gasket. It's like $10. You have to do the valve cover. You know, these have the PCV built in. This is loose. Let me just pull this off and I'll give you a little show. And some of you guys already seen me do similar videos of this, but everybody always keeps asking, so keep asking, we keep doing. So on these, the valve cover, if it's a plastic valve cover E90, has the PVC is actually made into it. You can't see this when it's back under there, but you could buy the valve cover with the PCV in it now for $120. They're not that much. Coil packs for OEM coil packs, they're around 100 to, well, it depends on what exactly you get, right? 90 to 120 bucks for a set of 6 of them. All the hoses are nice and cheap. Expansion tanks cheap. A lot of this stuff you don't have to worry too much about unless you're getting over 100,000 miles on it. Eccentric shaft sensor, they're getting cheaper. They're a couple $100 if you need that. And other than that, chassis wise, these don't have a lot of issues. Obviously your control arms, you live on a rough road. This one's X-Drive. X-Drive is a whole nother host of issues, but these really don't have a lot of interior problems. They don't have not near the problems what the E60 has, but it is a lot simpler car, so you do have to, think about that. They do have some window switch problems, window regulator problems, but all that stuff's dirt cheap. This one we have to get the floor mats, the right floor mats for this. Is driving me nuts. I need to snap these on here. We have those, and that's pretty much it. I mean, just not a whole host of problems. These don't have near as much issues with the dry shaft either, with the Weebo or the carrier bearing wearing out. But, they can't have that in a higher mileage situation. The paint on the E90 seems to hold up pretty well. They don't have a lot of issues of fading or anything like that. This car has been, once all the bugs are worked out of it, been overall pretty good. We did wake up this morning to a flat tire, but the valve stem was bad, so I got that fixed. Got all that put back together. Overall, E90 is a very good car. If you're going to buy a BMW, that's probably a good one to start out with. E46s, E39s are getting pretty old. You're not only dealing with what normal issues they have, then you're dealing with issues because of age. And that's no fun either. So you're dealing with kind of 2 times the problems. I would say overall, would I recommend an E90 for your average guy that likes to tinker with stuff? Yeah, probably so. I would say so. You know, and your X3s are good with the M54 engine or the M52. They're kind of starter cars, right? It's kind of like the Honda Civic of BMWs. And, you know, with little know-how, should be no issue whatsoever. One more thing I do want to talk about real quick before we let you go here is the serpentine belt on these. You can't fool around with that. If this derails or breaks, it likes to get behind the crankshaft to go through the bearing and all kinds of crazy stuff, getting the oil pump. I actually have a whole kit sitting in there waiting to be put on this one that has both new tensioners and the new belt. We'll be doing that as soon as I get that damn E39 out of the shop. And of course, this car still has that brake master cylinder funky business going on where the brake pedal's hard sometimes. So be aware of that. That's not an expensive fix if you do it yourself. They're less than $100 for another one. So keep it all in mind. Hope you liked the video, guys. We'll see you back very soon with another one. See you later.